Perfect Dark. Bro, people view this game highly, to say the least. It doesn't have a score under a 9 out of 10. It's on every best of list available to man, and any review that you read of the game sounds like the dude is about to blow a load in his pants. Or her pants. Could be a female blowing a load in her pants. I don't know. I'm not gonna judge. We're all about equality here on the Super Spin Move channel. Needless to say, the game is a pretty big deal. You know, I have some pretty fond memories of it. I grew up with it. I plugged a lot of hours into that game, so I decided to dust off the old N64 and see if it holds up to scrutiny. See if I too could blow a load in my pants. And let me tell you, still wearing the same pants. So, you know, either the game didn't hold up, or I am seriously uncomfortable right now. Stay tuned to find out. Okay, so yes, one might imagine playing a 20-year-old game on a 20-inch CRT with this shit would not hold up as well as one might possibly think that it would hold up. But through the wonders of modern technology, there are other ways of playing this game. You could play it on a train, you could play it in a plane, you could play it in a moat, you could play it on a boat, you could play it on the dock, you could play it with your or you could play it in 1080p with a mouse and a keyboard. You know, kind of where I was going with all of that. And I would imagine that if one were to play it in such a way, stripping off the most egregiously offensive aspects of the game, namely the controls and the fact that it looks like a microwaved potato, that perhaps one might be able to find a gem of illustrious quality underneath. And so that's exactly what I set about trying to figure out. I ran through a number of aspects of the game to compare and contrast, to swirl it around the beaker a little bit, to light some shit on fire perhaps, maybe even, who knows? The night is young. But I just wanted to know if there truly was a gem underneath all of these dated flaws, or if it was just, you know, potato all the way down. So let's take a look. And the first thing up on the list that I wanted to talk about, the atmosphere. This one is more or less a wash because it's no different no matter when, where, or how you play this game, but I really wanted to talk about it because it's fucking sick. The dark, dystopian, futuristic, cyberpunk aesthetic right from the opening shot. Very reminiscent of Blade Runner. Also similar to another FPS that I'm going to be making a video about on very soon called Ion Fury. Check it out. But just truly amazing, innovative, exciting, powerful, massive, grandiose in scale. I've lost my thesaurus, so there's probably other words that I could use to describe it as well, but to succinctly synthesize it down into one word, it's cool. And it almost didn't even happen. You see, Rare was planning on making a sequel to GoldenEye based off the actual movie sequel, Tomorrow Never Dies, but Nintendo lost the James Bond license, so Rare just ended up kind of going their own way, making something completely different, and thank God that they did, because they were able to do so many unique and interesting new things that they wouldn't have been able to do underneath the Bond license. And this amazing atmosphere, which I'm gonna give a 10 out of 10, is one of those things. And it is most aptly displayed in the levels. What a great segue. Let's talk about the levels. So this is where we're gonna find the first point of contention with this whole experiment, I am afraid to say. On the good side, the creativity on display here is astounding. Every single level is new and interesting, and you never see the same thing twice. You're in an office complex, then you're on the streets, then you're on an alien ship, then you're in Air Force One rescuing Barack Obama from an evil alien-run corporation while taking motherfuckers out with the 1-2 combo. It's just that easy. Throughout the entire runtime of the game, I was consistently, pleasantly surprised with where I would end up and just what I would end up doing. Because also, similar to GoldenEye, higher difficulty levels have different objectives for you to accomplish. So the replayability here, alongside the sheer breadth of just diversity and creativity, is something that trumps even modern AAA games with these levels. However, and I'm gonna talk about some of the bad shit now. It's fucking confusing, dude. The actual level design, the nuts and bolts of the process is just like, it's like they went into an IHOP and just stole all the menus with the fucking mazes on the back and copy and pasted those mazes. I found myself on a decent number of levels just running around, often in circles, for like 20 minutes, completely unaware of what I was supposed to do. Because one, as I've said, maze-like designs, and two, some objectives are just not telegraphed well at all. Like here, on this level, you're supposed to shut down the air intercept radar. So how do you do this? Well, first you have to lower the antenna. Okay, wasn't told to do that, but just pushing buttons, thought that would do the trick, but no, there is more. Then you have to blow up this one random computer terminal. How the fuck are you supposed to know that you have to do that? Well, the way that I figured it out was that I was just fed up, looked at my inventory, saw I had some explosives, and thought, hey, I've tried literally everything else in this level, why not just try to fucking blow it up at this point? What else do I have to lose? And it worked, thank God. And I mean, I might sound like a complete idiot here, and that's okay. This is my opinion, but it's just bad level design. The diversity and creativity, artistic aspect of these levels, a 10 out of 10, but the actual map design, the level design, fucking whatever, out of 10. Moving along. The music. Another thing, like the atmosphere, that doesn't really change, but goddamn, S tier. Triple fucking S tier, dude. Complete bangers, every single track from top to bottom. It slaps like a fucking wet salami. If anybody out there ever sees this video and has the skills, please make a vaporwave remix of this soundtrack. This is probably one of the greatest soundtracks in all of video games. I will be as bold as to say that every single track placed perfectly, fits exactly where you think it should fit in this genre of game. It's just a masterpiece of a soundtrack. Moving along again. The story. It's a story. It's okay. This guy is hilarious. Moving on. Last and final point, the controls. AKA, I just want to rant about the N64 controller for a moment, if you'll indulge me. This controller, despite a lot of people's opinions, is actually really not that bad, okay? For Paper Mario, works fantastically. But for first-person shooters, this controller should never, ever be used. I mean, look at it. It looks like a deformed alien penis. It looks like a regular controller got radiation poisoning and grew an abnormally large tumor. It looks like whoever designed it got wasted and was instructed to draw the outline of North America on MS Paint freehand. If you derive enjoyment from playing first-person shooters with this controller, you belong in an institute. To put it lightly, mouse and keyboard though, beautiful, elegant, simplistic, a work of art. How all first-person shooters are meant to be played. Now, I feel like this video has maybe gone off the rails a little bit, so I'm gonna pull it back in and just try to polish this bitch off. Perfect Dark, when it came out, revolutionized the world of console shooters. It was huge. It did so many things that no other game had ever done, and so much more on top of that. The graphics were actually top of the line for the day with the textures and lighting. It had fully voiced cutscenes. It had super dense, interesting, and creative levels, as I've already described. And it had 4 controller slots. You could do co-op. You could do deathmatch. It had fucking bots. Just how they fit this game onto an N64 cartridge, I have no idea. And all of that being said, in its older form, it just doesn't stack up, unfortunately. The 1080p version, however, it's not gonna beat out Halo or anything like that, but it has some super fun and memorable moments, like this night vision part. Bro, like, that's crazy. So Is this game a masterpiece? Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why. In just the same way that Citizen Kane is a masterpiece because it revolutionized so many different filmmaking techniques, but perhaps it's maybe a movie that not that many people really care to watch these days. So too is Perfect Dark also a masterpiece. It belongs in the halls of the gods of the most revolutionary FPSs of all time, to be revered for many years to come until the world ends, which, looking at the way things are, probably isn't gonna be too far off. It's a fantastic game still, deserves a lot of love, and the mouse and keyboard version, has a lot of great moments, and it's something that I still think people should try out if you got the time and if you got the desire. Whew, made it through. That's the end of the video, folks. That's about all I have to say on it. Thank you so much for sticking around to watch. If you made it this far, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna see you hopefully on the next one. And as always, love you. Bye-bye.